if you are ready to be consistent, try new things, be consistent, take things to the next level, if you want more for yourself, I highly suggest you be consistent. We're going to go paint and sip. So this is going to be fun. So I figured, why not get on here and do a chit chat, get ready with me. First thing I always do is my brows. Whole time wasn't even recording, but I am not super extra with my makeup, and I'm not no pro, nowhere near pro. I just do what works for me and what I like. I'm not real dramatic with my makeup. Like, I prefer natural beats, which is why most of the time when I get my makeup done, I always feel like it's extra, because I'm just very a natural type of girl. So this is my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color medium beige, and I started last week. This worked, so this is why I'm trying it again. But I put the concealer under my eyes before I put the foundation on, because I do have like semi-dark under eyes, so I like to put it on before, and then I also put a little bit on after, so I'll show you guys. But yeah, so I was talking to my husband today, and today is my 75th day of working out. And it's so crazy because I have been so consistent with working out. And before, like, I would normally just work out maybe a week and then I would stop, and then I would like, all right, I'm gonna get to it again, and then I'll work out another day and then I would stop again. And that was like my cycle. But now today is literally my 75th day of working out. Like 75 days of literally working out. So it's just crazy how when you are truly consistent, you start to really see results. And that's with anything in life, like business wise, self-care wise. When you are consistent, social media wise, anything that you're doing where you want to see new results or you want to see changes, when you are actually consistent and put in the work and actually stick with it, show up for yourself, that's when you start to see amazing results. I notice the more consistent I am with something, the better I get at it. And it's just amazing, like, what consistency does for you. When you are consistent, you start creating better habits, you start doing more things for yourself that will put you in the right position to literally level up your life. Anything that you want, you can put your mind to it, and if you stick with it and be consistent, sis, you on your way up. My foundation, I've tried a new color. I have two. This is the one I used before. It was it's Maybelline, of course, matte and poreless, but I was using 330, and I feel like that was just, I used it for a while, but I felt like it was getting too dark for me. So now I have Golden Door, which is 312, and I use Maybelline. I've been using that since like high school, literally. I've been testing a lot of things out lately, just like trial and error type of things, and a lot of things have been working out in my favor, like just stepping outside of your comfort zone and doing things that you don't normally do, and then just being consistent with it. And I just feel like I'm headed to another level. I'm already like leveling up per usual, but I can feel myself, all the things that are uncomfortable, all the things that you're not used to. And this is me figuring it out for myself, just trial and error. It's like, okay, this feels real uncomfortable, but I'm gonna just go ahead and do it and see what my results are, because you can't knock it till you try it, and you won't ever know if you don't ever do it. You can always just assume like, yeah, I could try this, I could try doing this thing, I could try working out, I could try being consistent on social media, I could try getting this amount of sales. But you will never know until you actually do it. Like, you can continue talking about it and talking about the things that you want to try out and the things that you want to do, but if you don't actually do it, then you're just talking about it. And girl, you could be talking about something for years and never make it happen, just because whole time you've been talking about it. So this year, we putting in that action. Eyeshadow. I've never learned, no one ever taught me, but I got a gift from my cousin, which is this BH Cosmetics eyeshadow and blush palette. And I have had this thing for probably my second year, because she gave this to me for Christmas one time. And I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna try it out. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing I did last week, and I can still see the colors that I used. I think it was this, this one over here. And I'm doing this first before I finish the rest of my makeup, because I don't know, I feel like I seen somebody do that. But what I did, and I'm nervous because I'm like, I don't want to mess up, I put the dark on the end. And I didn't do a lot because I was scared. I was like, oh no, like it can't be too dark. But I put the dark on the end, and then I went a little lighter towards the middle. This is so funny. Okay. Give me some tips in the comments on how to for real. I said I was gonna watch some YouTube videos, but I can never get around to it. Like sitting down and watching someone do the whole process. I don't know. So then it looks like, because I literally only touched 3. This one, and that one. So I think I went to here but it's surprising that I went here because this looked bright. I told y'all I was trying things out and it worked. Yeah, I think that was it, because I see the fade there. And I'm trying to go for the same look, because what I'm wearing later is like along these color tones. So cute. I'm starting to see the look. I'm starting to see it come to life. And I know like you're supposed to apparently like prime your eyes and add all that extra. Listen, I do what I do and it worked. So hey, this is what I'm doing. And then I got this gold-ish color, and I put it in the corners. And I use a different brush. But boom, like that was it right there. See? Now I gotta get this little makeup routine down pat. Okay then. So now I just gotta blend it all together. I remember doing that because the gold adds a little pop to it. So I blended it together, and there we go. And I think I did this before, because I've seen like some people, their eyeshadow will like dust off into their makeup. So I was like, okay, I want to try and do like a polished type of look. That's just that on that. Like, it's natural. You can still see that I got something on, but it's not too extra. Little brush here, and I dipped it back in the gold again, and then I put that like right in my creases. And girl, listen, yes, let me get a little bit more. But I just thought this was so cute, and I was just trying things. contour that I'm using is NYX Espresso. And I use this alongside the powder contour as well as like a finisher. Ooh, I think that was too far. I'm trying to get my contour down pat too. Okay. That'll work. Again, I'm not a professional. So yes, leveling up is just such a transformational experience as you go from one level to the next, and you can feel yourself just feeling that pressure. Everything is, most of the time, a lot of things are just very uncomfortable, and that's just the name of the game. You got to be okay with that uncomfortableness, because that's where everything, all the magic is happening, outside of your comfort zone. And I'm learning this for myself along this process. And all the workouts that be uncomfortable, all the business decisions that I have to make that are uncomfortable, all of the things at home that I have to do that are uncomfortable, and just to make a better life for me, my family, and the generations behind me. Okay, it's all uncomfortable, and that's where I've noticed that when I'm uncomfortable, that's when change is really happening, and that's where the level up is really in the works. So if you uncomfortable right now, or if you comfortable right now, that means you need to push yourself. If you are comfortable with any and everything that you are doing right now, some things might be sliding back and you don't even realize it. But that comfort is cool. It feels good being in that comfort zone. That's one thing for sure. It feels real good being in your comfort zone. But are you really going anywhere? That's the real question. And that's what you have to ask yourself. Like, where am I going? What am I doing with my life? Am I gonna let 3, 4, 5 years pass by before I really figure out, like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing? And honestly, my answer was hell no. Not where I was 3 years ago. I'm not where I was 4 years ago. And that's because I stepped outside of my comfort zone. So if you ready to level up, sis, change that mindset first. Your mind is a really powerful thing. Like, your mind is so powerful. When I tell you, your mind is just, you'll be surprised how much your mind is in control of all of the actions and things and how you interact with people. Everything you do is obviously controlled by your brain and your mind, but your own thinking and how you think of yourself and what you perceive other people think of you is how you act and how you just move. And what you feed to your mind, what you feed to your spirit, and what you do on a daily basis, your mindset is in control of all of that. So if you aren't in the right mindset, you can't be ready to receive all the things that are coming for you. And if you're not in the right mindset, you aren't going to be able to have that push. So you need to get yourself in the right mindset. So that's where it all starts first. Changing that mindset, switching it up. Positive thinking, not being negative, not overthinking. That's a big one. That's one that I still work on myself with, overthinking a lot. And I think that's just me being a Cancer, that we overthink a lot of things. But your mind, it starts with your mindset. And then you just got to take action. Once you're in the right mindset to accept the things that you want and put it out there and manifest it, then you got to put in that work. Come up with a plan of how you are going to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. And then ultimately, you got to level up, sis. That's on who? Mary Had a Little Lamb. So now my contour, this is like the baseline of my contour, because like I said, I go back in with the powder. Just because sometimes my face can get a little oily. I got this NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. Can't Stop Won't Stop Get Quiet. That song was in my head, but Can't Stop Won't Stop setting powder. And I don't like to use a lot of this because I don't like looking ghostly. I don't like looking like a ghost. So I just take a little bit and put it underneath my eyes. And I could do a little bit more. I'm being dramatic. After, and yes, it's coming back to me how I was looking last week. Yay! I got me a new makeup routine. Ow. See? I'm about to be consistent with this, and my makeup about to get popping each time. Every single time that I, do my makeup, I am going to be lit, baby. But I'm gonna let my setting powder sit and then put on my lashes. Only lashes that I wear are Flawless Appeal, and that's all. So boom, we got lashes. I did take off the setting powder that I had underneath my NYX Highlight and Contour Pro palette. So what I do is I put this powder on top of the contour that I just did, and that just gives it an extra pop for me. I literally use this one out of everything else, and I was like, it's almost gone, so I need to get a new one. But it just gives it that, see? I see it already. I don't even know if y'all see it, but I see it. I am currently looking forward to all the new things that I am working on and working towards, like with YouTube, being consistent on YouTube and recording videos and creating a schedule for myself. I have been doing really good with creating healthy habits and just sticking to the routine, like holding yourself accountable, being consistent. Like, I don't know how many times I can say that, and I remind myself when I feel like, I'm about to start slacking. I'm like, nah, sis, you gotta be consistent. So as long as you are setting those goals, establishing a plan for what you want, you are on the right track. Create those healthy habits. My mornings are literally amazing. Like my mornings are just so motivational for me. Right now what I'm doing is same powder. I'm trying something different here. Same powder, but to contour just a little bit. Last time I used the stick and I didn't like it. I felt like it did too much. So I wanted to see how the powder was going to do. But your morning routine really sets the tone for your day and how things will flow. If you have like a not so productive morning routine, I would definitely recommend you get a routine that works for you, because what I do might not work for you. So try to meditate in the morning. I work out in the morning, but I am naturally a morning person. Right now what I'm using is the Milani Bronze Burst blush palette, and I use this for my highlight as well. But yes, figuring out what works for you. There are things that I had to figure out what exactly works for me. There are so many things that I wanted to do and switch up within my routines, my daily schedule, but I had to figure out what worked for me first. So it's cool to do. I suggest you do trial and error, see what works for you. I used to work out in the afternoon. That worked for me, but I felt like my whole day was just so compact and I was doing something all day, constantly on the go, when I am a morning person and I would be up in the morning really, I figured out that working out in the morning works for me because I already wake up early. And I had all of this free time in the morning where I was just letting time pass me by. And I figured out what works for me, and working out in the morning works for me. So figure out what works. If it works, stick with it. If it doesn't, try something else. I challenge you to get a good productive morning routine or a productive night routine. Something that you can stick to and hold yourself accountable and do every single time consistently, like over and over every time. And if it works for you, I suggest you stick to it, because that's a part of your level up process. Finding what works for you and sticking to it, and just like perfecting it after that. Once you figure out what works, go for it, perfect it, and take everything that you're doing to the next level. So that's what I'm doing literally with so many different, every single aspect of my life right now. I'm taking things that I'm good at, things that I have routines for, and just perfecting it. And then the things that I don't have set in stone, I'm doing trial and error, figuring things out. Figure out what works for me and works for my schedule and works for my mental health. And that ultimately is a part of the process. Because you know what I'm about to say. You got to trust the processes. You got to trust it. Trust the process. Don't rush the process. As my bestie says, trust it. So I'm about to put on blush, and this really just finalizes my look. I put on some blush from the same little palette here, and I am so happy with my eyeshadow. Like, I feel like it just adds a little pop to my look for me now. So if you are ready to be consistent, try new things, be consistent, take things to the next level. If you want more for yourself, I highly suggest you be consistent. You get a routine, you figure out what works for you, you do trial and error, figure things out, but don't give up. If you really want to level up, if you really want to push yourself, you have to actually do it. You can't say, I want this, I want that, I want to do this, I want to be on this, I want this amount of money, I want to eat healthy, I want to be fit, I want to do all of these other things. You got to be about it. You could talk about it, but you got to be about it too. Right now, what I'm using is this NYX Matte Finish Finny Matte setting spray. That kind of gave me a tongue twister right there, but and yes, there she go. There she is. I am going to take a little bit of I need to like define my my contour. So once this dries, I'm gonna define that a little bit, just with a little setting powder, just to define and finish the look. And then I need to do something to my hair. I had flexi rods in, but I worked out this morning and my flexi rods just kind of did their own thing. So my curls kind of did their own thing. So I'm gonna spruce this up, and then we're gonna be back in action. Well, like I said, shawty, yes! I am not a pro, but what I do works for me and I love it. That's it. There we go. Let me do the other side. Let me go ahead and just clean that up, and boom, we got a look, sis. So now we got to get into this hair. I am going to re-curl it. I still have some curls on the end, so I just need to bring the top back to life, but the ends are still good. And there you have it. So what I did was I just touched up my leave out, and I'm just going to even 24-hour edge tamer. Be good to yourself, be good to your mind, be good to your body, and ultimately you will start to level up. You set those goals, you establish a plan, you get motivated, you be consistent. Being consistent in anything that you do. If you are consistently lazy, you're just gonna be a lazy person. If you are consistently putting in that work, you are going to see results and see changes for yourself. If you guys enjoyed this chit chat, get ready with me. Definitely give me a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We are on the road to 1K. I just hit 300 subscribers, so I'm super excited about that, celebrating my small wins, and I will see you guys in my next video.